I'm Todd Lewis from Fiasco Sports, reporting for the SA Football magazine. Today I'm joined by Steve Moffatt from the Port District Football Club in Division 1, and he's our feature president of the week. So Steve, tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get involved in football?
I played for a club many years ago called Taparoo, which is now the North Haven Oval. My brother played at Semaphore Centrals, and as a young bloke I used to go and watch him down at Largs Reserve, and always wanted to play at the highest level. Had a passion for football. Developed myself pretty well through the Port Adelaide Junior program. Played a few games at 17s, under 17s. Went back to my local club, and then 2 years later I wanted to test myself as a 19-year-old and went and played Division 1 for Semaphore Centrals, which now is Semaphore Centrals amalgamated as Port Districts with over 100 years of history, which is very good for the club, and just continued to give back to the club that gave me an opportunity.
Yeah. So you've obviously been quite loyal to Port District. What is it about Port District that makes it so special?
It's the characters of the club, and the willing to help someone that's in a bit of strife and a bit of trouble, and make sure that we provide a safe haven for people in the area to come, children, a lot of juniors, and some of the senior sides, and make sure that if they want to play football and be in a good environment, try and create that as much as we can. So more of an outlet from everyday stress of life, work or leisure, whatever, and just come to the club and enjoy it.
Has that been the culture the whole way through? Was that what you saw when you first arrived at the club?
Probably phrase a bit with the different characters you get around clubs nowadays, and you need to make sure that we have the right people in the right places monitoring it, so that they come into our culture and don't try and create their own culture in a football club, which we've been very successful since I've been doing there. There's always people that are unhappy with some of the decisions you make, but we make that for the community and for the club.
And it's obviously been a pretty sustainable club. You're still competing in Division 1 football, so that's always a positive. Tell us a little bit about the journey since you've been at the club.
The journey since I've been at the club, I've been back there as president now going on 10 years. The journey at the club that I've seen is we've always tried to maintain that highest level that we can in the area, especially with your North Havens, your Rosewaters and your St Michael's, Portland and other clubs in very close proximity. We're all competing for that Division 1 status, which is great for the area, but it does have a toll on the club, which we have to keep working hard at it to maintain that level. I think we've dropped back to Division 2 for a year or two in the last 10 years, and have always been managed to bounce back. Our resilience with the people in the club is probably the positive thing. Recruiting and getting players is the hard thing.
Yeah. What are some of the expectations and goals for the future as a president?
Future is to make sure the club's stable, which we've always had that rocky road without any revenue coming in from outside. We have to raise all our revenues to be in Division 1 and stay at that level, so it's hard work. When most of your committee works and everything like that as well, it's a lot of hard work. We have a good committee, have good people around the club that are supporting it, and great sponsors. Sponsors like Construction Industry Training Centre, the Palais Hotel, Premium Paving, Power Real Estate, and numerous other sponsors that all chip in and help in some way or another. Old Port Roofing, there's 10 or 20 of them, they're all on our website, so if people want to see what makes the club tick, they could go to that and see all those sponsors on there.
I like that little segue into the sponsors. I didn't even have to ask. I will ask you about club functions though. Is there any you've got coming up or any you've had so far this season?
We've got David Koch and George Fiacci and Tim Jenner at the football club this Friday on the 10th of June. That should be a big night, sold out crowd. Then we've got our black and white ball on the 30th of July, and then we have Heritage Day coming up, I'm pretty sure in August, about the 6th of August. They'll all be on the website as well. We haven't put pressure on the players this year to have a lot of functions at the club. They've taken a bit of ownership of the club this year. We've put a few drink specials on over more away games than anything. The crowds have increased, unbelievable, and we're really open a lot longer than the 9 or 10 o'clock we used to be without anyone there, where like midnight last night we closed after an away game. So everyone's supporting the club. and the players are driving their own functions at this stage, which is great on a Saturday night.
Yeah, it's really important that people stick around after a game because it's not always just about the football on a Saturday. But thank you, Steve. I'm Todd Lewis from Fiasco Sports, reporting for the SA Footballer magazine. I've been joined by Steve Moffatt from the Port District Football Club in Division 1, and he's our feature president of the week.